Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away at 54. And he was on a vacation in Costa Rica. And it was an accidental drowning. And for those who don't know, Malcolm Jamal Warner was a star in the Cosby Show. And literally went on vacation to Costa Rica and died at the age of 54. You never know when your time is gonna be here. You never know when life is gonna end. And he went on a vacation, man, and passed away at 54 years old, man. 54. You work so hard to get to certain places in your life, certain levels in your life. You work hard to get to those levels. But you never know when is the end. This is why you gotta value your life. Literally, you have to value your life. Life is short, man. It's short. And for those who haven't seen the Cosby Show, it was a classic. The Cosby Show was a classic. A classic. You know, he was on a varieties of shows and movies, right? Played on the Cosby Show, Malcolm and Eddie, the movie The Residents, Jeremiah, TV show Different World, Read Between the Lines, Here and Now, Sherry, Listen Up, Making History in Hollywood, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, The Magic School Bus, played in the movie Accused, 10 Days in the Valley, American Crime Story, CBS Story Break, Major Crimes, and a list of shows and movies. Yeah, a list of them. A list of shows and movies. It's like we work so hard in life to get to certain levels. We work so hard in life to get to certain levels. But this is the end, and you never know when. This is why you can't take life for granted. Your life. You gotta value your life. Because if you don't value your life, when it's over, it's over. Man, at 54 though, 54, shoo, 54. In Costa Rica, on vacation now. In Costa Rica, on vacation. Man. They go on vacation, get out in that water, trying to have a good time in the water, and it's over. Out of all the hard work and dedication you put in throughout your entire life, you go on a vacation, and that's it. Man, you never know. They said the current took him. That current went out in the water, and the current took him, man. Yeah. safety is important, man. But you know, when we do certain things in life and you feel like, man, I got this, a lot of times you put the safety to the back. You're like, man, I'm a vet at this. I do this. I got this. And you usually put the safety at the back because you've been doing something for so long. I know he didn't wake up that morning expecting that to be his last day waking up on earth. This is why you gotta find your peace and your happiness, because you not promised tomorrow. You literally not promised tomorrow. Yeah, literally. Let me see here. Y'all look at this here. We're gonna read over this, y'all. We're gonna read over this one right here, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button too, man. You know I appreciate all y'all. Facts. These are the things that you never expect. Who expects to go on vacation and it be the end all be all? Who expects to go on vacation and it be the end all be all? So it says Malcolm Jamal Warner, born August 18th, 1970. He passed away July 20th, 2025, a month before his birthday. Was an actor, an American actor. He rose to prominence from his role as Theodore Huxtable on the NBC sitcom The Cosby Show in 1984 to 1992. He was on there for 8 years, which earned him a nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series at the 38th Primetime Emmy Awards. He was also known for his roles as Malcolm McGee on a UPN sitcom Malcolm and Eddie from 1996 to 2000. Yeah, I remember both of them shows. And Dr. Alex Reed in the sitcom Read Between the Lines, 2011, 2015. As well, Warner portrayed the character Sticky, the VP of Motorcycle Club, the Grim Bastards of FX show Son of Anarchy, 2014. Warner also became an executive producer for the PBS Kids series The Magic School Bus, which was also produced by Nelvana Scholastic and South Carolina Educational Television. In 2015, he received a Grammy Award for Best Traditional R&B Performance for the song Jesus Children alongside Robert Glasper, Experiment, and Lala Hathaway. He later appeared as Al Collins on the FX limited series The People vs. O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story. From 2018 to 2023, Warner played Dr. A.J. Austin on the Fox medical drama The Resident. Early life. Warner was born in Jersey City, New Jersey on August 18, 1970. He was raised by his mother Pamela, who served as his manager. He was named after Malcolm X and jazz pianist Ahmad Jamal. At the age of 9, he demonstrated an interest in show business that led to enrollment in acting school. His career as a child performer later led him to graduate high school from the Professional Children's School in New York City, New York. With appearances and roles on many television shows and films, he landed his most successful role as Theo Huxtable, the only son of Heath Huxtable, who was played by Bill Cosby on the NBC sitcom The Cosby Show from 1984 to 1992. Warner auditioned for the role on the final day of the nationwide search and was chosen by Cosby himself. During his tenure on The Cosby Show, Warner turned his hand to directing, making music videos, including New Edition, Any Heartbreak, rapper Special Ed, I'm the Magnificent, 1989, the British R&B group 5 Stars, I Love You for Sentimental Reasons, 1994. He directed episodes of many sitcoms, including The Cosby Show, All That, Kenan and Kel, and Malcolm and Eddie. In addition, Warner directed the acclaimed teen-oriented public health video, Time Out, The Truth About HIV, AIDS, and You, 1992, which featured Arsenio Hall, Irvin Magic Johnson, discussing the realities of HIV and AIDS and the best ways to prevent its spread. He went on to star in Jeremiah, was the voice of the producer character of the Magic School Bus, and co-starred with comedian Eddie Griffin for 4 years on the UPN sitcom Malcolm and Eddie. Warner continued his career on CBS sitcom Listen Up with Jason Alexander and was the host of the literacy promoting children's show CBS Story Break. He guest starred on an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, playing the role of Hillary's boyfriend in 1995. Warner appeared as a homeless man on Touched by an Angel. He also starred in the film Drop Zone in 1994 and the HBO film The Tuskegee Airmen in 1995. In 2003, Warner released his debut EP, The Miles Long Mixtape. In 2007, Warner followed up with his second CD entitled Love and Other Social Issues. In 2009, he guest starred in an episode in the new TNT series Hawthorne. In 2011, in 2012, he guest starred in 4 episodes of the NBC series Community as Andre, the ex-husband of Shirley Bennett, Yvette Nicole Brown. His character subtly referred his Cosby Show past by wearing a Cosby sweater that he stated was from his dad. He was a bass guitar player and a performance poet and performed at the National Black Theater Festival from 2003 onward, in addition to hosting his poetry jam. Warner co-starred in BET scripted comedic television series Read Between the Lines. He played the role of Alex Reed, an English professor married to Carla Reed, a psychologist played by former girlfriend star Tracy Ellis Ross. The couple had 3 children, Casey and Keenan Reynolds. Carla children from a previous relationship, and Alexis Reed, their child together. The show highlighted the couple's ups and downs together as a blended family. In 2012, Warner was nominated for Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series at the NAACP Image Awards for his role in Read Between the Lines. In the spring of 2015, it was announced that Warner would play the part of Al Cohen's in the crime series American Crime Story Productions, The People vs. O.J., based on the events in the O.J. Simpson trial. Warner played prison counselor Julius Rowe on The Sixth Sense of USA Network Suits. On the TNT series Major Crime, he portrayed Lieutenant Chuck Cooper, a member of the LAPD Special Investigations Section, and the love interest of the Major Crime Division detective Amy Sykes. He also played the role of parole officer James Bagwell on Amazon Prime show Sneaky Pete, and as Dr. AJ, the Raptor Austin on Fox's Residence. Personal life and death. Warner had a relationship with actress Michelle Thomas, who portrayed his girlfriend Justine Phillips on The Cosby Show until 1994. He was at her bedside when she died in 1998. He was in a relationship with actress Karen Molina White for 7.5 years. Warner also dated actress Regina King from 2011 until March 2013. He married and had a daughter. Warner chose not to disclose his wife or their child's name publicly, citing privacy concerns. On July 20th, 2025, Warner drowned while swimming during a family vacation in Limon, Costa Rica, apparently after being caught in a high current. He was 54 years old. 54 years old. Come on, man. 54. He was 54 years old. 54. Shwoo. To have all that success, have all those accolades, and then like that, it's over. All the success and all the accolades, and it's over. Bam. It's real. You never know when it is. Appreciate that super chat, Deacon. He said Theo going while Wax still alive. Real situations, man. It happens. It happens, man. And you never know. Literally. You never know, man. You never know. You go on vacation to celebrate. You go on vacation to celebrate. Literally. And that's it. Damn. Yeah, man. That's why it's important to value your life. You know, it's important to value your life. And sometimes us regular people, we put a lot of energy into things that really don't mean that much and put that over the value of your life, your peace, your happiness. Because no matter how hard you go, right? You can't take none of this stuff with you. You can go hard in the paint. You can't take none of it with you. You can't take nothing or nobody with you. When the road is over, it's over. So it's definitely important to find what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? It's important. You know, yeah, Man, the line is open, man. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about Theo. Did y'all watch the Cosby Show? Did y'all come up? Was y'all alive then? Was you alive then? Did y'all come up watching the Cosby Show? Cause I know I did, you know, faithfully. The Cosby Show was major. You know, and in that era, everybody was watching. You know, Bill Cosby was America's dad for the black families to look at, you know? So that was a show that was watched. You know what I mean? And Theo was his only son. So he had a major role. You know what I'm saying? Theo was his only son. He had a major role in the show. Facts. Yeah. But to go on vacation and it's just over, that was a celebration. It's like he planned for the end. Because you plan to go on vacation. You plan for that. You plan to go on that vacation. And then go on the vacation in the current. You out swimming. That water. Yeah, that water don't hold back out there, man. Safety is important. Facts. SBGB TV, it's a live call-in show. State your name, where you calling in from.
What's up, homie? This is Poncho, man, calling in from the Bay Area.
What's good with you, Poncho?
Oh, man, salute to you. Salute to the chat, everybody in the chat. You feel me? Yeah, man, good day to you, homie. This was a loss. A loss for black excellence, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked up to, not only, like you said, did we look up to the Cosbys, we wanted to be them. We, you know, I felt like a piece of, you know, not a piece of us, but a piece of, he gave hope. That show gave hope. A piece of hope passed away, you know, with that brother right there. I didn't follow him too much after the Cosby. You always seen him here and there, but it just, because you never heard his name in the tabloids on no nonsense. You know, he was toting the line the way you should.
Yeah.
You know, with that prestige and that wealth and that favor that he had, he was deserving. And man, it's like when I used to watch the Cosby Show and being from the streets, you know, you always wish you had more. But the role that he played, he was a humble child, but he wasn't no punk. And I think every young man in that generation, that 70s generation, the early 80s, you know, they felt him no matter what. You know, from a young man to a man, you had to feel him. You know, yeah. And it's just, it's sad. It's more, his accolades and everything is cool. But I'm looking at like the way he lived his life. He was a humble man. When you don't hear from people and they're successful as we know he was, I didn't even know he had all that you were saying. And to never hear from him, to never see pictures of him.
Yeah.
It is. And you know, when we see these people today and they got it all and they mess it off, then to a brother like that who did have it all, he didn't mess it off, but he passed early. It's like it hurts your heart. It's like, make you examine what you living for.
Yeah, 54 years old. Yeah. You look at that like, man, he put a lot of work in and had a whole bunch of accolades, and then just the vacation to Costa Rica, and it's over.
Yeah, I appreciate you, DZ, the way you spell it out. When you done been through life a little bit.
Facts, man. Yeah, I'm solid with it. You know it.
Yeah, you are. And it ain't no smoke blowing and I don't need nothing. God provide me with everything, but when I see and I hear what's the truth, like bro, this is it. This is like one of your best shows, homie. Because people ain't gonna touch on, bruh. Some people will, but you on point with it, homie. Salute to you. I'm back in the chat.
I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Sure, one.
Yeah, man. The line is open, man. Have any of y'all watched the Cosby Show before? Call in, let me know. Was the Cosby Show an impact on your life? Because I know I watched it faithfully as a kid. I watched it faithfully. I knew what time it was coming on. I'm watching the Cosby Show. It was big. Took over the network. Yeah. And Bill Cosby, they had that show for 8 years. 8 years. Yeah. Theo definitely was in a lot of films and a lot of TV shows and movies. A lot of them. It's a whole bunch of them right here, man. When we look at these joints, and I'm going to show y'all. Let me show y'all. He was in a whole lot of them. Hold up. Let me show y'all. He was in a whole lot of these ones. A whole lot. Let me show y'all. Hold up. Yeah, he was in a whole lot. You see right here? The Cosby Show, Malcolm and Eddie, The Resident, Jeremiah, A Different World, Read Between the Lines, Here and Now, Sherry, Listen Up, Making History in Hollywood, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sweets, The Magic School Bus, Accused, 10 Days in the Valley, American Crime Story, CBS Story Break, Major Crimes, Sons of Anarchy, Community, Lethal Weapon, Special Agent, OSO, Sneaky Pete, Girlfriend's Guide to, The Wonder Years, One to Grow On, The Earth Day Special, Child Stars, Then and Now, Oliver Forever, 100 Greatest Kids Stars, Secret Talents of the Stars, The Search for the Funniest, The Teen Files, Saturday Morning Videos, the 18th Annual Trumpet Award, the 31st Annual People Choice, Show Off, How to Be Cool At, True Blue, Read Between the Lines, Hard Life of Bond Servant, Lyric Calf, As Written, DCE Presents Black Music Honors. Yeah, he had a whole lot of accolades, man. Theo had a whole lot of accolades, man. Straight up. Yeah. He had a whole lot of them. And went on vacation, though. That's like, accidental. Your life is valuable to you. You gotta value your life, man. To go on vacation and that's it. It's over. This was a planned family event. And it's like, man, make you look at your life. You know, it really make you look at your life, and you gotta value your life. But I think a lot of times we really don't be valuing our life till we in a situation. You know, we start putting that to the side. We gotta value our life, man. Yeah, man, the line is open. Let me know how y'all feel about this. How y'all feel about the Cosby Show if you was around in that era? How you feel about Theo on that show? Man, how you feel about, like Pancho said, man, the brother got all these accolades, and we so used to the people that got so much going on that we hearing negative stuff all the time about the people that got things going on. He had a whole bunch of things going on. We wasn't hearing no negative stuff like we hear about a lot of other people that got things going on. He was in and out of different relationships. His last relationship, he kept private. I'm sure, being as though that he had probably, situations in his past relationships. The final relationship he was in, he's like, man, I'm going to keep this private because I see how this go with the industry, because he definitely dated a few women in the industry. And I'm sure he see, man, listen, the industry is wicked. You can't have a healthy relationship with everybody in your business. So he kept his last relationship private. And you only can insinuate that she was an average person when he met her. She wasn't a celebrity, being as though she was private. You gotta just imagine, she was just a regular person, because he wanted to keep that private. Yeah. 54, month before his birthday. 54 years old. Yeah. And it's like that moment. You go out to have fun, you get out in the water. Damn, it could be it. We be taking things for granted, though. Yeah. We take things for granted, man. But tomorrow ain't promised to nobody, man. Nobody. It could be tomorrow. That's it. You know what I mean? It could be today. Yeah. He said, I pray for his wife and his daughter for strength and understanding. They had to come back home without him. I can't begin to fathom a pain like that. Deep, ain't it? Plan to go on a vacation. And then you come back home without the person. Yeah, that's deep. You plan to go on vacation, and on the vacation this happens. You got to go back to the hotel or the Airbnb and say, damn, this can't be real. Yeah. In the current. I wonder if they had signs up in that area telling everybody that the current was like that over there. I wonder. You know what I'm saying? Word. Any moment definitely could be the end. You know, he said that was definitely a terrible way to leave the earth. Drowning gotta be a horrific feeling. Yeah. You panicking at the same time. Yeah. Malcolm and Eddie was definitely a good sitcom as well. I watched Malcolm and Eddie too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, let me see. He said the man was beloved and big statue and helping his community. You know, let me see. Appreciate that super chat, Deacon. He said losing our black heroes while the villains is here. Ain't that something? You never know. You never know. Never know. Yeah, he definitely lived his life in class, man. You ain't really hear nothing about him. You ain't hear nothing about him. He said usually they have the signs up, especially in the summer, springtime, but they travels never pay attention to him. He said the travelers never pay attention to him, huh? A lot of our people are drowning this year. Appreciate that super chat, Deacon. You said that's sad, but you gotta be more careful in that ocean, man. Yeah. I think, people when they feel like they know how to swim, sometimes people take on things that they shouldn't. Man, I'm gonna go head out here. I'm good. My swim game tight. I got this. Yeah. Deep though. We all got a date. We just don't know when. We don't know how. But everybody got a date. We all got a date. We just don't know when. We just don't know how, man. Yeah. 70s babies for sure grew up on the Cosbys. Yeah. The Cosbys was definitely major. The Cosbys was definitely major, man. Major. He said he made you appreciate your parents' effort. Yeah. Yeah. It was looked at, a lot different, in the household watching the Cosbys, man. Gave you a different energy. Cosby Show gave you a different energy. Word it did. That's when it felt like it was more like love in the house. It was love in the house. The internet, I think the internet just brought a different energy in all the households. For real. He said, yeah, he was complacent. I get it for sure. One bad decision, damn. You never know, man. He said, you cannot possess or give what is born and dies. That of which man or fly is equivalent to you. He said, big loss to those who grew up on the Cosby Show. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta be careful, man. Think when things like this happen, this should make you be mindful of playing in that water. You know, got to think about these things. Because you can get out there and it can happen to you. It can happen to you. But damn, go to Costa Rica. You know, plan a summer vacation. The vacation probably was planned ahead of time. Or they might have went up and went. But damn, they probably planned it ahead of time. And if they did plan it ahead of time, you know, far ahead of time, like, yo, this summer we gonna go to Costa Rica and we gonna do this. It's just like planning your death. It's like, damn. Like, literally, I'm sure that the family is thinking about it like that. Like, damn. Like, we plan to have a good time. And then, you know, when you go on vacations, you usually put together the itinerary, what you gonna do, and you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Was that, you know, on the agenda? All right, we gonna do this day, and we gonna do this day, and then you go out there and it's over. Straight up. Big Steve said he grew up on the reruns of the Cosby Show on Nick at Night. Poncho, he said the Indian lady just died like that in the DR, remember? Should be deep. He said it was definitely go to black family showed on prime time at that. Let's see. He said, the internet ain't nothing but negative energy. Word. Yeah. And that's a fact. That's a fact. The internet is definitely filled with a lot of negative energy. A lot. Internet filled with a lot of negative energy. You got to be able to decipher, you know, what's toxic. There's a lot of toxic energy that you can get caught up in and get lost. You know, so it's a lot of people that bring that energy, you know. But you never know when that moment gonna be. I tell you that. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. You never know when that moment gonna be. At all. We never know. Never know when that moment is gonna be. Let me see. Hold up. We got all kinds of awards. All kinds of accolades, man. Yeah. But from what I see about him, he stayed out the way, though. You know? From what I see about him, he stayed out the way. He wasn't all in the way. Yeah. If you seen something different about it, you know, let me know. But from what I see, he stayed out the way. You know, people got their assumptions about people, but let me see. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and smash the like button too. Share this live. He said, sacrifice, nah. I don't believe nothing about the sacrifice stuff. Yeah. I don't believe that. You know, I don't believe that. I mean, some people might look at things a certain way, but I don't. I ain't the type of person that, follows all the BS. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like that. I'ma just be real. I ain't the type of person that follows all that the BS. It's some people that, they follow all the BS. Like, nah, So, I definitely don't believe, that. Yes, some people be feeling like people be sacrificing, and maybe some people do, but I don't feel like every situation that somebody sacrificed. I don't feel like that, because you do understand that everybody's gonna die though, right? I mean, I really think some people be confusing to themselves, right? Everybody's gonna die. Like, I don't care how healthy you try to keep yourself. I don't care how much you exercise. I don't care what you do. You're going up out of here. Like, so when people say that, I'm like, I ain't going for that. That's a personal belief that I think some people get caught up in, with maybe some people, might be into some rituals, right? So everybody gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. You're not living for eternity. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta go. You know what I mean? The body has to shut down. This is just how it go. No car is gonna last forever, right? The motor is gonna die in the car. This is a fact. The motor is gonna go. The only thing about us, we can't replace the motor. You know what I'm saying? We can't replace the motor. You might can try to, play with it a little bit, but man, it's gonna go. So I don't believe the sacrifice thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I'm a loner myself, so I hope people don't try to say that about me when a nigga go all the way up, because I don't want nobody around me. So it's like, I don't know who supposed to get sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people around me. So I can't, you know what I mean? That's just how I'm thinking. I don't like nobody around me. And I'm talking about nobody. I don't care who you are. I don't like you around me. You know what I'm saying? I like to be by myself. So when you say that about the sacrifice, I'm like, so a nigga start blowing and people start passing away, I sacrificed them? I don't even like these motherfuckers around me. So that's why I don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? But some people think the way they think. I can't stop you from thinking the way you think. But I'm hoping that those are not the things they say about me once we reach the higher levels in life. Because how I'm going to sacrifice people when I don't even like them around me? You know what I'm saying? I don't even like nobody around me. I don't want you to be around me. So how am I sacrificing? You know what I'm saying? Certain people already left this earth in my life. You know what I'm saying? Certain people close to me already gone. They out of here. Their life is ended. So I sacrifice what? You know what I'm saying? Well, come on, man. Yeah. So I look at it different. But, what I did notice about the world is certain things that people create mentally becomes some people's reality. And I noticed that things can be created mentally, right? And once you start mentally believing these things, it becomes your reality. No matter what anybody says to you. Somebody can be like, yo, man, look at it like this. But it then became your reality. So all you thinking about is what you thinking about. It's your reality. Nah, man, I don't care what nobody say. No, this is what's happening. This is what it is. And I know for sure. And you see what happened to that person over there. And they did this and that did that. And this is what goes on. And these are this and that. And I just think when you mentally start programming yourself to believe certain things, that's your reality. That's just how I see it, you know. I can't, you know, change anyone's thinking about anything. And I gotta just, you know, take it like that, how I see it. Let me see. Yeah. I just gotta look at it how I see it though, man. You know, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Let me see. Hold on, we're gonna pull that up here. Let me pull that up here. Let me pull that up here. Yeah, let me pull that up here. And for real, sometimes things happen in life and they just, you know, happen a certain way because the universe, man, it's a frequency we running on. We running on a frequency, man. The energy is some type of energy, right? That's keeping us operating. And we don't know what that energy is personally. We all can assume, but things can happen and that energy can shut down. Like, it's gonna shut down one day, but things can happen and that energy can shut down. But let's look at this video right here. This is Theo's last video. Hold up. It's Theo's last video. We're gonna put it up there right now. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. And smash the like button too. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share this live. Let's put Theo's last video up there. Let me see here, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button. You know I appreciate all y'all. Alright, hold on. Yeah, you know what happened, y'all? I updated my computer before I turned it off. And this is that, you know, this is what happens. This is just what happens, man. And I gotta go back and I hate that. I really hate that. Let me give me 1 second. Let me turn it on. I really hate that. When I update the damn computer, it like disconnects all the sound. That shit is crazy. Like, shit is crazy. Damn. Like, hold up. This shit is crazy, man. It's like, come on, man. Let me see. Hold up. see. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Desktop. Yo. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see.
The reason for somebody.
Alright, there we go, y'all. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Update the computer, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It does that. I can't stand it.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love.
You hear that? Yeah. And you know, some people got to recognize this too as well, man. Whatever level of life you're on, you're still going to have problems. No matter if you poor or rich, poor or wealthy, let's just say that, right? You're going to have problems in your life. They just are going to be at the level that you're living at. You know, people that are more wealthy, they have wealthy people problems. People that are poor have poor people problems. Life without problems doesn't exist. Everybody's going to have them. So from what we hear right here, he was having some kind of issues, as all of us do. At his level, life was lifing, right? You know, the more you get, the more you take on different responsibilities. So I'm sure his responsibility level was high, you know, and he had to make sure that he upheld certain things. So it was probably times where, you know, his situation was different because it was more money he had to put out. So, you know, he was probably going through something as well. Who knows? You know, man, all of us gonna go through things though. And that's a fact.
It's good. Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love.
But no matter what, you gotta stay level-headed through anything you're going through. Because no matter what, the storm is going to be what it's going to be. It's going to weather out the way it's going to weather. No matter what it is. You might be so overwhelmed about your situation, it's still going to be what it is. So just deal with it. And I think, you know, when we're trying to do things for others and, you know, be responsible, we really get lost in that no matter what, it's going to be what it's going to be. If you can't handle that situation, you getting upset and overwhelmed is not going to help you handle the situation. But, you know, our emotions get caught up in a lot of things as well. You know, so we thinking like, oh, what am I going to do? I mean, you got to figure that out. You got to sit back and eliminate some things to figure it out. But being overwhelmed is not going to figure it out. You know, I mean, being upset is not going to figure it out because we all get overwhelmed. But just being upset, thinking that being mad about it, frustrated, nah, come on, man. You know, I got a boy, right? And he literally, like, is the only person I've seen throughout my entire life to really say, F it, anytime an issue happens. I don't care what the issue is. He like, man, all right, it is what it is. All right. And he always seems to weather that storm, right? Always. But it was times in my life where I would be like totally upset. And I'm like, man, I got to get this right. And he like, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. Did that change anything? What you doing? You still going to experience what you experiencing, right? So, you know, by me seeing him do that, you know, it took me a lot of years to understand that it's going to be what it's going to be. But I remember those days. And, you know, watching that brother gave me some insight to understand that no matter how mad I get about what I can't handle or what I'm going through, that situation is still going to be there. It's not going to change. Straight up. I can be pissed, upset, ready to tear something up, but the situation's still going to be there. I got to deal with it accordingly. You know? But we get caught up in a lot of different emotional things in life.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And, you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like, if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love.
We get caught up in trying to live up to other people's standards in life. We get caught up trying to make sure that we're looking good for others. And sometimes you lose yourself as well along that journey. You know, understanding that, making sure that you are intact is first. Not making sure that everybody views you to be intact doesn't come first, because that might not really be making you happy. You know what I mean? Making sure that you really understand what's making you happy. Because a lot of us in this world, man, are trying to make sure that other people see us, you know, as something. And we really ain't happy inside. People every day getting up, trying to make sure that their shirt is matching their sneakers and everything is lined up to the T, and they going outside to impress people, and you know, people might be giving them high fives, but deep down inside, they miserable. Yeah. Deep down inside though, it's like, damn, I don't like myself. I don't like what's going on with me. I really, you know, need to get it together. But they stuck in trying to make sure other people are liking them. other people are, accepting them. And they get lost. Straight up. They really get lost. It's like, goddamn. But it's sometimes you got to take that step back, and really think like, man, let me tighten this thing up. Because you always can change the direction of something, but you get addicted to certain things, and addiction is powerful. And it doesn't just have to be narcotics that you're addicted to. You know what I mean? You can get addicted to other things. And there's a lot of people addicted to other people viewing them as having the best appearance. Straight up. It's a lot of people in this world that are addicted to other people viewing them to have the best appearance. But in the inside, their inside is dark. Yeah, they got the mask on, man. You never know what somebody's going through in all actuality, especially when they're trying to have a certain presentation for everybody. You don't know. You know what I mean? But just believe that everybody goes through something. I don't care how paid they are. They just might not got money issues. You know what I mean? That's what some people get to, fail to realize. When people are paid and they got money, they just don't have money issues. But they got other issues, They really might not like that they can't go everywhere and be themselves around people because everybody wants money from them. It's like, it's different things in life that people go through. You might have money issues because you don't got the money. So you looking at that person like, man, they got all the money. They got the money, so they should be happy, because that's you just being blinded and you can't see what's really going on. It's more than just the money. The money is designed for you to chase, but the money really isn't that valuable mentally. The money will definitely take you to a whole nother place financially, but mentally, you could be checked out the game of life and have money. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to that.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like, if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love, because it's been a minute. Peace and love. What's good?
Yeah, man. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, man. Smash the like button. Share this live. This is definitely, a big one. The Huxtables. You know what I mean? The Huxtables now. The Huxtables was a big name on television. Straight up. The Huxtables was a big name on television. And this is a fact. Yeah. I know the new generation, they might look at some of these other, things that's on the internet and it's big to them. But the Huxtables, life changes. The cycles change. The generations, they change. And they're going to continue to change. You see they making the robots now. So things is going to change. These cycles always change. And like I said before, man, you got to understand 4 generations from now, it's crazy that you will be forgotten. 4 generations. You know, that's something to think about. You know, you don't know 4 generations back. You know 3, but you really don't know 4. It's lucky if you know 4. You lucky. You know 3 generations. You know your grandma. You know what I'm saying? But do you know your great? You know what I'm saying? Do you know your great grandma, your great grandpa, your great uncle, your great aunt? Those people there, you don't know them. And one day you'll be in that situation too. But those are the things that we don't think about daily. That's the thing. We don't think about that daily. Everybody put that to the side. It's like that. It's like people don't want to be really thinking about reality. It's like they want to live in a fantasy until reality hit. They want to live in the fantasy until reality hit. And then when reality hit, it's like, damn, this is reality. Yes, we all got to check. It's going to come the time when we all got to check. So understanding to live for you and make sure you happy and make sure that things are working out for you is very important. I mean, you can help other people, yeah. But if you putting other people before yourself, you know, when it's your time, trust and believe they're not going to put you before them. So, man, this is a serious one right here. Brother passed away, 54, man. 54. Birthday was next month. He would have been 55. 55. And you know, now his family got to celebrate his birthday, you know, which is in about 28 days, 27 days without him. You know, after going on vacation, it's going to feel like unreal, you know. After a year goes by, you know, it still feels like, damn. You know, I don't think death gets easy for some people, especially when you have like a close relationship to people, you know, that's your family. But we look at, you know, people that we might see on TV out there. You might have emotional connection, whereas they're like, damn, I felt like I knew this person, you know. Just like you might feel like you know one of your family members. So when somebody that passed away that you might have watched on TV consistently, it might feel like, yeah, I know this person, because you had that kind of relationship where you went to the TV and you watched them. This is the things that was created for us. You know, some people might feel like they had more of a connection with a person that they seen on a sitcom more than they got their own family. That person might pass away. It might, you know, touch them more than their own family touching, because they felt like they knew the person. But this is why I tell you, it's mental. It's all mental, man. It's all mental. Life is all mental. And sometimes we get lost in it, you know. And I definitely don't feel like everybody that passes away that's a celebrity is sacrificed. I mean, some people think what they think about that, but I don't feel like that, man. Because I know well that we all got to check. Like everybody. It's like you can't escape that. It's just about when. You cannot escape the checkout. You know? So what you can do is, you know, try to live the best you can while you're here and make the best of your situation, you know, because it's your situation. You got to remember that your life is your situation. Some people forget that. They concerned about others. They concerned about what other people think, and they forget about their situation. And then when their time comes, they forget that you're going to have a time. Put that in your back of your mind. You're going to have that time. Everybody. We all got to have that time, man. You know, every single one of us is going to have that time. And it's like the group of us that's here right now, we can't see that moment, but it's going to be a time where all of us ain't even going to be here. Like, it's going to be literally a time all of us is going to be gone. But those are the reality things people don't want to look at. It's like, nah, I don't want to think about that. I ain't ready to think about that now. Nah, that's what we should be thinking about, because then that'll make sure that you try to stay happy for you. You get to focusing on making sure other people happy. You get to focusing on making sure other people is viewing you a certain way, because you don't want to be looked at a certain way. But they gonna check, you gonna check. So what? Don't worry about how they viewing you. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about how somebody else thinks about you. Don't worry about that, because they gonna have an opinion. But they didn't made the design whereas though people are so connected to everybody else's opinion that it takes you outside of reality. Yeah, they gonna go, you gonna go, so what? But what I did notice about life is it separates certain people that understand that. And I see that certain people that understand that things go different for them, because majority of the world is operating on the same certain frequency. You know, oh man, I don't want nobody to look at me like this. I don't want nobody to know that. I don't want to be ashamed, and I don't want to be this. And I think, you know, that there puts like a block on your elevation, because you're so concerned about, you know, how I'm viewed and how I'm looked at. I think that puts like a block on you elevating in this game, you know, of life. So, but it's the design. They got it designed this way. And, you know, I don't know if people understand this or not, but our brains are programmed to be on a certain frequency. It's a reason why we think a certain way, because of the program of what's pushed to us. This is why we think like that. You see how that's how they control us. They control us by the way they push these certain frequencies to us, and we're all doing the same thing. But then when you see certain people step outside of that, you wonder why they get a certain type of light. They stepped outside of that, but everybody's programmed on this same frequency to think a certain way, you know, to view things a certain way. And it takes certain people to get up outside of that. Straight up. It takes certain people. Because even though I say this now, there's some people like, man, I ain't paying attention. He don't know what he's talking about. Because you're living on the same frequency. Man, I'm just going to go to work, and I'm just going to go back home, and I'm just going to do this. You're living on the same frequency. And it's okay to live on this frequency, you know, because we're all going to check. You know what I'm saying? Like real rap. If you want to live on the frequency, it's okay. You know, it ain't, I mean, it's your life. But in order for you to see things different, you got to get off the frequency. You got to, you know, try to create your lane. You know what I mean? Because we all have our own lane. But a lot of us are living on the lane that was created. It's like we all walking on this same path that was created for us. So we really can't see nothing but here. It's like we on this lane with these big walls. And it's like I got to stay right here because I'm scared of change. You know what I mean? I don't want to see nothing different. I don't want to, no, that's not going to work for me. I don't know how this is going to, you know, I'm scared, you know, so, but some people learn from the experiences, and then some people have experiences and never learn. Really think, you know, it's a part of life, and, you know, you can't force things on other people to understand. All you can do is say something to them. And I know some people, you know, might feel some type of way about certain things, and they want to force their beliefs and their feelings on other people. You can't force them. All you can do is put the information out there, and what you're saying might really not work for that person. They might have to go about it another way. You know what I'm saying? It might not always work for a certain individual. They might got to go about it a different way to find their lane. But we all got a lane, And it's not the frequency that they're putting us on. I do got to say that. Everybody has a lane, but it's not the frequency that they're putting us on. If you see the frequency that they're putting us on, how many people are elevating from it? Little to none. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, it's not a lot of people elevating from the frequency that they designed. The ones that's elevating, they stepped out of the frequency. And you got to really pay attention to that. The people that you see elevate, they step out of the frequency. Even if you don't like the person. Even if we feel like the person is a dirtbag, right? But the only way that they elevated was because they stepped out of the frequency. If they stayed inside of the frequency, you'll see them in a situation that you might feel like you're in. Like, damn, man, I can't figure this, and this is happening, and I ain't this. Nah. You got to step outside of it, man. And that's just how the game go, man. And, you know, everybody's not going to understand no matter what. But, you know, I'm going to just be real about it. Everybody's not going to understand no matter what, man. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the subscribe button, man. Smash the like button. Yeah, and share this video. You know, I appreciate all of your facts. Yeah, this was a good live. You know, we definitely gave up some valuable information that I felt. And yeah, man. Brother passed away at 54 years old. 54, man. 54. 54. Whew. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. A lot of people are passing in their 50s, man. It's like, man, it's like they moving the life expectancy up. Like it's shorter now. You know? It's shorter. It's shorter. SBGB TV live call-in show. Keep it clean, bro. What's poppin'?
You already know. I just want to tap in with the conversation you are pertaining to with the frequency and keeping a positive vibe and being full of yourself. Most people think it's a bad thing not to love yourself. You get what I'm trying to say? You gotta cherish yourself. Be full of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. How can another person be full of you if you ain't full of yourself? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be full of yourself, you know? We all kings and queens. If you ain't treating yourself like that, then, you know, what you expect the next person to treat you like, you know?
Yeah, man. Definitely gotta value and love yourself.
And some of these things, like people losing their lives and stuff like that, be like teaching lessons and learning lessons. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be that simple, that easy for anybody to go any day, you know?
Any day. You never know.
Day, any time. You can walk out the house and get hit by a bus or something, you know? Like, God forbid, but, you know, like, it's that simple. Like, life is precious, you know?
Yeah, man. Never
You should
know.
always be full of yourself. You should never take the gift that God gave us for granted, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, look in that mirror and smile at yourself.
Most definitely. Talk to yourself. All that.
All that, yeah. For sure, Chuck.
Appreciate you calling in, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The line is open, man. If you want to call in, you got anything to say, you know, about the frequency of life or Theo, you know, you call in, let me know, man. The line is open. You know, I appreciate all of y'all that support the channel, man. Facts. Yeah. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Big facts. Yeah. We see what it is, though, man. You know, try to keep, you know, strong vibes around here. You know, at the same time, uplifting. You know, we can talk about a lot of things that go on in life. But, you know, this situation here is, you know, at the front. brother was definitely a figure on TV to show what a son would be like with a good father. You know, the Cosby Show showed the world a lot, you know, a lot about America's dad. You know, I mean, some people looked at Bill Cosby a little different, but you know, I looked at Bill Cosby as I seen him on TV. You know what I mean? You know, some people look at Bill Cosby, you know, for the allegations they want to put against him, but I looked at him for what I seen on TV, and America's dad, just being real. You know, let's check Theo out again.
Good. Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Y'all know it's billions of people in the world. It's billions of people in the world, man. Billions. And when you think about yourself, you really don't think about that as billions of people in the world. You thinking about yourself and your life and not really understanding that you will be forgotten. That's the craziest thing to say, but it's the truth. Understanding that you will be forgotten unless you stamp yourself to the world. Yeah. Unless you stamp yourself to the world, you will be forgotten, man. You know, because your family is going to cycle over and over and over. And then you wash out. Yeah. So, you know, when we see this right here, see Theo, he's going to live on in the people's eyes forever. Because the Cosby Show is going to be played forever. You know, them old shows, they still play them older shows. You know, they play shows older than that. You know, like the people from Good Times. You know, Good Times is still played. You know, and that show was long ago. Today's world, man. The influence is crazy, though. I tell you that. The influence in today's world is crazy. It's crazy. The stuff we pay attention to in today's world is crazy. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Smash the like button. You know? And share this live. We definitely all just passing through this place. I can agree with that. We all just passing through in the physical form. Yeah. SBGB TV, a live call-in show. What's poppin'?
What's poppin', man? In Miami.
What's good with you, bro?
Man, ain't too much. I just tuned into the show. I want to send my condolences to the family of, you know, the man we lost, man. Like you say, man, that's a childhood staple. You know what I'm saying? Them Huxtables.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think nowadays we don't have the same television shows and wholesomeness that we used to have growing up. You know what I'm saying? We had like Family Matters, the Huxtables, you feel me? You had Saved by the Bell. You know what I'm saying? You had things back then to where it kind of taught you something in the sitcom. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just, you know what I'm saying? It kind of taught you something in it. Like everything was kind of like a lesson for real. You know what I mean? That's what the episodes was about. You know what I'm saying? Getting through some type of adversity, something. It was some type of message in them shows, and we don't have that no more, man. And that leads everybody to want to become, you know, rappers, or, you know, people didn't want to aspire to be them things. People wanted to be athletes, or, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot different back then, man. Like, I remember watching Zach Morris and AC Slater and them cats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was just different, man. And the women were wholesome. You know what I mean? They wasn't selling themselves to the men and stuff like that. It was just different, man. And him passing made you think about an end of an era. Like, there's not even any television shows or television stars that you know who they are now. Everybody's like internet based. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because after seeing him pass, I'm like, damn, man, Steve Urkel. Remember Steve Urkel? Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you had certain people back in the day, man, that you couldn't wait to watch their show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew what time it was just by what time the show came on. Like, oh, it's 7 o'clock because Family Matters. You, like, knew certain things. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know what I'm talking about, too?
Yeah.
It's just not like that no more, man. And, I just wish that one day it'll get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Even though we living in a faster paced life now, like a day goes by so quick, a week goes by even quicker, and a month is done. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't used to be like that. You feel me? And it just really was like a wake up call. Like, man, this stuff is moving fast, man. Like, I remember I was watching that dude every couple of days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy, but I don't think this generation, this current internet generation, knows anything about that type of wholesomeness. You know what I'm saying? The internet got rid of shame. There's no more shame anymore. Everybody's just trying to do whatever to get views and clicks and all that type of stuff, man. And back in that time, the celebrities were celebrities. They wasn't even celebrities. They were just television stars. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like they had to get on the internet to try to impress us or prove something to us. It was just you watch their show and you kind of developed a liking for them and an understanding for these families. You know, I used to think them was real families. You feel me? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I used to think them folks was real deal families, man. Like, and as you get older, you start to understand, but it's just that wholesomeness, man, that we missing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that no more, man. And it is what it is. You know, technology is took a turn for. It's like when the microwave came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's quick now. It's quick. It's quick. You know what I'm saying? It's just quick. Everything's so fast, man, and that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a problem because we don't have the time to stop and appreciate things. Everything's so quick. You on to the next thing. You just scroll up. Next thing is now you know your focus is off. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, I can't stress it enough, man. We got to get back wholesome. We got to get back wholesome, man. We have to understand that, you know, like you said, people at some point in time, you're going to expire. That's just a proven fact. But you got to appreciate the time that you're here. Even though you having a bad day, like I have bad days all the time. But I don't let that dictate the rest of my week or month. Or I let that bad day happen, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't drag it on because that can affect your health. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real stuff. You know, stress can really affect your health. And I was told, don't stress because the stuff you're worried about might not ever happen anyways. You know what I'm saying? So I just deal with the stuff that's right there, right in front of me at that moment. I'm not about to worry about some things a week from now or what may possibly happen. And if you are going to think about what possibly may happen, think about the good thing that could possibly happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think positive. You feel what I'm saying? Don't always you know, people worry a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be more optimistic with life. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because if you're worrying about something, there's a positive and a negative side to it. Don't always think negative when you get to worrying and daydreaming and drifting off. Sometimes you should worry about all the good things that can happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Because really, it's your thoughts is just a canvas of your reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you really drawing up these negative thoughts, and then that's what ends up happening. And you be like, I knew that was gonna happen. No, you made that happen by giving it so much life. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you make these things happen. So if you're gonna be thinking a lot and being in your head, think positive, man. Think about all the great things that can happen, because miracles happen just as much as tragedies do. You feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But people don't give their attention to those things. Even though everybody wants all these positive things, they don't give it as much attention as they do the negative stuff. You know what I mean? So my advice to everybody is just think positive, man. Even though it may sound far-fetched, so do those things you're worrying about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just got to give it life. You have to give it energy. You have to speak it up. Everything was an idea before it was created. You feel me? Somebody just thought of something, they grew it up, and now you use it every single day. You know what I'm saying? What did we use before we used the cup? We used something else. Somebody thought of a cup, and now we drinking out of cups. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. So just use your imagination wisely. Don't use your imagination to worry. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I think. You know what I mean? And that's why if I am stressed or something like that, you know, everybody has emotions, but you don't dwell on those things. You know what I'm saying? Just don't dwell on them. You feel me? So, like I say, we just got to get back more wholesome, man. And that him passing was like, man, I can't believe that, man. I used to watch this, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a wake up call for real, man. And I hope everybody on here just gets back to just understanding that they have power too. You know what I mean? You're not stuck in whatever position you're in. You're not stuck there. But that's my call, dude.
I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man. If you're in the building, man, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. You know, I appreciate all y'all.
Oh, yeah.
SBGB TV. We a live call-in show. Keep it clean. What's poppin', Deacon?
Oh, yes, sir. You know the Deacon gonna keep it clean, brother. The Deacon just want to give a shout out to everybody. Miss Kiki, everybody, you know, brother, all the new subscribers. But, man, the Deacon just tired of us dying. That's all. Brother, I am so sick of good black men dying, man, at work, man, that take a bath and brush their teeth. And, you know, man, it just seems like the heathen, the hooligans, and all the ones that misrepresent us. They live a long life, man. It seems like they get all kind of bonuses and resources to spread that evil, that nasty filth. And it just seems like the good men dying. And, brother, so, you know, I say that to say this. You keep doing what you're doing, brother, because, yeah, but you got a lot of young brothers looking at you. I know it's a lot of haters, and I know it's a lot of black men that need daddies that go to that internet. And I just wish that, brother, you know, me and you from that era, but we would love watching Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan. You know, where we sat at the table and ate, whether you lived in the projects with mama or whatever, you know, and black men were respected. See, right now with this, and I hate it because it just seems like the liberal politics have gotten to our families and made it hateful for us to love each other. This is why I feel like they tell the women to kill the kids and that you don't need no man in the house. But if we go back into the days of grandma and granddaddy and get love back into our lives, our family, because like, brother, to hear you say you like to be by yourself, that's sad. You know, because we didn't grow up being like that. We had all our homeboys, family with us, but the evil have taken over so much. It makes you want to be by your damn self. So I understand. And, you know, so with that being said, I watch all the immigrants, the migrants, all them pack up in one house. But boy, look at here. I can't wait till we, as Foundation Black Americans, can do that again. Because that's what we grew up off of. And I think if we get that love and that homegrown tender love back in these households, change that old real music up, start back with that good R&B, you know, and just start loving and singing to each other, man, things will go back to being better. Because right now, this ain't what it is. And I'm watching too many brothers just die. And then you never hear nothing about them no more. So ladies, all the ones with common sense, ladies, like, let's get away from the negativity off the internet. I have to get away from the white 100 and the no jumper sometimes, because boy, get a Deacon in the house one hand. So we have to cut it off. Cut the smartphone off. Cut all, like you said, brother, cut all that negativity off and start eating and cleaning your body with things that you could preserve. Start learning how to make more money on that internet. Right now, we got these $1 million phones in our hand. We can use these phones to have a side business going. It ain't always got to be negativity, but boy, the mind and that soul is something hard. You got to learn how to think it, because like you say, the evil is so real, it'll have you doing it like it's nothing. But it seems like when you want to love and be happy, that's a hard thing to do now. So, man, with that being said, brother, and to anybody with common sense, let's get behind our brother. He had 2,000 listeners before the Deacon went to the comedy show with old Charleston White. And, brother, I was like that at the comedy show. I see a lot of the comedians who all on the TV and everything. But, brother, the Deacon sat in the back of the church, man, by himself. And I'm saying to myself, you know, because I be scared. I watch how Charleston White is, all these brothers is, and I'm like, I don't want them talking about me. They're my brothers, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, the Deacon don't even care, brother. I just want us to be comfortable and start loving each other and just getting that love back, because we need it, man. Boy, we need that. And I really feel bad for Jamal, Malcolm, Jamal, his beautiful family, his children, and anybody who we done lost. Because, boy, we done lost a lot, man. Boy, we done lost some good. We lost a lot of people this year. So with that being said, brother, thank you for taking the Deacon call. And I'm going to be calling tonight. And again, y'all, let's cut the negativity off. If you got somebody in your ear talking about this and gossiping and all that old stuff, let's cut it off. Start looking at the internet. It's money classes on there. You ain't just got, and it's free. Like, we can take advantage of it. It's free. Learn how to cook. There's so many of y'all ladies that don't know how to cook. You can't even boil water. Boy, y'all don't know how to make no ramen noodles. Like, man, that's what we missing. A lot of us black men, man, I'm going to tell you ladies something. If y'all got back to just being ladies and just being basic like y'all used to be before the liberals told y'all you didn't need us and you got to be just like us and all this whole stupid stuff, man, things have changed. Our black children have stopped killing them ourselves. Some of us might stop interracial dating. But we can't have the same thing going on that we're trying to get the hell away from. That's the problem. So, ladies, cook somebody something in your community. Feed the whole neighborhood. You get them food stamps, why don't you fry some chicken up and just invite somebody over? Whatever happened to stuff like that? You know, like, let's get back to inviting folks over. That's how I grew up in the 80s. We all grew up in them projects. We done got beat up and whooped on, but people cooked for you. They looked out for you and everything. Everybody wasn't no booty getter or no child molester or no killer. Like, a lot of people didn't play that. So let's get back to that, y'all, and look out for each other. And if you do cook some chicken, say the Deacon abreast. And that's all the Deacon had to say, brother. Amen. Yes, sir. And, brother, I'll be hitting you up. Keep up the good work, man.
I appreciate you calling in, brother.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Appreciate that super chat. Bless Naija Beauty. Be the energy you want to attract. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, man. Be the energy that you want to attract. Yeah. Yeah, be the energy that you want to attract, man.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And, you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like, if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love.
Yeah, man. Life is lifing. Yeah. Life is lifing. Life is short. Time is moving fast. Value your time. Yeah. Value your life. For sure. And yeah, man. Malcolm Jamal Warner died at 54. Accidental drowning in Costa Rica on vacation. You never know when. You never know how. All we know is it's gonna happen. That's what we know. All we know is it's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. Appreciate, everybody that subscribe, watches the channel. Anybody that became a member. Appreciate all the members, man. If you are a member of the channel, put a 1 in the chat so we can shout you out. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. Big facts. Put a 1 in the chat so we can shout you out, man. If you are a member. Members only, man. Members only. We would love to shout you out, man. Facts. Dustin, what's poppin'? Yeah. Okay. D Twins. What's poppin'? Shout out to y'all, man. If you would like to become a member, it's pinned at the top of the chat. Bless Naja Beauty. Yeah. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support, man. I appreciate all y'all support. And that's a fact. Funeral homes should be billionaires in the black community. People are checking out all the time. J Rip Advisory. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Solid, man. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Smash the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Share the live. And I appreciate all of y'all. Facts. Appreciate all y'all, man. And y'all know we definitely in the building. And we gonna keep rocking, man. Brother Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away at 54, a month before his birthday in Costa Rica. Yeah. Latrice. Shout out Latrice. Yeah. I'll play this one more time. Shout out Latrice. All the members. I appreciate y'all.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer and you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love.
Yeah. Subscribe to the channel, man. Smash that like button, man. I appreciate all of the support, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Share the live. Stay locked in. You know, I appreciate y'all, man. And y'all know we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back in a few. Big facts. Non-stop. We're going to come back in a few for another show. And then, you know, we got the late night show. So we're going to continue to keep grinding and rocking non-stop. And this is what we're going to do. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, blessing eyes, your beauty. Facts. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button, man. You know, DZ appreciate all of y'all. Big facts. You already know what it is. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Nah.